Hi, welcome to my channel. My name's Stacy. So I haven't been on for a while. I've been working, and yesterday my husband thought I like took some Benadryl to sleep. He's like, "Are you okay?" I slept till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I normally get up at like 4 in the morning. I woke up, took my normal daily medication, and I even overslept that till like 6 or 7. And like I said, I'm normally up at 4. So it was a little while. So I feel a lot more awake. I feel a lot better. At the end of the week, I was exhausted. And then I'm having an issue with my varicose veins again. So that's really frustrating because, it's a job where you're standing, like you don't sit ever. And that's fine. I mean, I like to be on my feet and I like to move around. And I have a great set of coworkers, both on day shift and afternoons. One's a friend from when I worked there before. The other's a new guy. And he's been there longer than me, but he didn't work there before when it was corporate is more of what I mean. But he's teaching me, it's one of the old word for it would be Hindustani, but that's not the correct language. It's a Punjabi dialect, I believe. So we were working on that. He's teaching me to say hello and just different things. And I get so nervous about it. So we have to do it like you would teach a child, like, sound by sound by sound, like syllable by syllable. Because if he says the whole word, because, it's like anyone else, it's like me in English. I mean, I can speak it quickly and fluently and without a problem. And interestingly, did not do well in Spanish, but to be fair, I didn't want to take it. I wanted to take French. My mother made me take Spanish. And then later, out of personal interest, when I was doing my biblical studies classes, I chose to take biblical Hebrew, which the key to that was it's reading it, not speaking it. That's where I have a problem is I can learn it. I can learn to hear it and understand what it means. I can learn to read it. Although the funniest thing was after my first day of Hebrew class, when I went to read in English, because you read and write the opposite way, and I'm left-handed, so it's so much easier because you don't smear the pen, or the ink, the way you do when you're writing left to right. If you're left-handed, it goes right through the ink, so I've always preferred to write in pencil. But I couldn't, you go to read, and your brain doesn't know which way to go. It was really funny, and I guess that's not unusual. It does happen to a lot of people that take foreign languages from the East. Because all languages, Jerusalem seems to divide the languages. It's interesting, but please subscribe for more meaningless trivia. I'll see you guys later. I do have some errands to run, but I'm going to drop some more videos about some stuff I'm interested in, true crime, cases that are up and coming, cases that never have been, that, will eventually be coming, like, Ellen Greenberg. I don't know, how do you go back 12 years and investigate? I mean, obviously, they need to take a long, hard look at the live-in fiance, But his uncle, who was a judge, came and took all the computers. So how do you investigate like that? I'm sure that's all been wiped and destroyed. Both. I don't think they kept it. So, I mean, that's the thing. Like, Ellen's parents didn't even get her cell phone, because his uncle came and took all the electronics. I mean, if she was, quote, she wanted to self-delete, why did she fill her gas up? Because there was a storm coming. So if she wasn't planning on being alive, why would she fill gas up? And she was in the middle of making a fruit salad for dinner at the time she apparently decided, and this is unheard of as far as I'm concerned for anybody, but especially a woman, to stab herself, and 10 of them being in the back, which with the length of the knife, you couldn't even get the knife, the angle of the knife went in straight. And for her to do it, if she would even be able to do it, the knife would be going downward. Doesn't even make sense. Plus, 3 of the stab wounds happened after her spinal cord was severed, and I believe 2 happened after she was dead. And then it plunged right through her sternum into her chest, into her heart. And amazingly, her boyfriend did chest compressions and didn't notice the big ass kitchen knife sticking out of her chest. And the police didn't think that was suspicious. I'm being sarcastic and snarky, but I am so angered by that case because at least in the Dan Markel case, they investigated it. It took a while to get the players, and I think Wendy was more involved than, because the only person who knew his schedule and could have told them when he would be home is Wendy. I mean, she's the only person that either they lucked out or Wendy's the only one that could have given them that information. Now, maybe she didn't know what they were going to do with it, but she can present that on the witness stand if she chooses to take the stand in her own defense, should she ever be charged. Right now, she's innocent, as is everybody who's charged in the United States, even the sheriff that shot the judge on video. He is still innocent until a jury says otherwise in this country. But I think that case, there's that whole background. There needs to be, I'm not sure the federal government is investigating it or not. They should be. I mean, there was sex trafficking through the jail. One of the deputies was charged. Unfortunately, one of the victims died from COVID. So of the two women that did bring charges, one is deceased. But hopefully more victims will come out. Hopefully the federal government will look into what was actually going on in Letcher County. But if you are interested in that case, please follow Hillbilly Crime. Elizabeth is wonderful. She lives in that county. She knew the judge. She knew Mickey. She goes to church with a lot of the players. I mean, it's a small town in a small community. I think there's I think she said like 10,000 people. I mean, I think we have 10,000 people in the city I live in, and we are backed up to another city with 10 or 12,000, and another city with 15,000. When Metro Detroit is not like when I lived in Metro Cleveland, where like once you're 8-10 miles out of Cleveland, it's like, being in northern Michigan. Here it's like a parking lot. Everywhere is a store or a shopping center or a strip mall or a dispensary. We got, I think, 6-7 dispensaries because Michigan, I'll do a video on this too. Michigan just passed a law because our roads are horrific. And they passed all these laws to fix, and all these taxes to fix the roads. And somehow the money never gets spent to fix the roads, even though they're always under construction. They never get better. So now they're going to tax the dispensaries, which means they're going to tax the people that go to dispensaries 21%. People that work there the store I work at, I work at a convenience store, so people stop there to get, snacks before they go to work. So I see everybody in their work uniform. I ran into one of my daughter's coworkers. I've been waiting on him for a year. Didn't know that they knew each other. And he came in his work shirt, and I was like, oh my gosh, you work with my daughter. And he's like, who's your daughter? And he was like, oh my gosh, she's always up talking to us when she's not, and when she's not doing child watch in the summer, where you are with those kids 40 hours a week, can't take your eye off them, you have to eat lunch with them and everything else, where when she's lifeguarding, they rotate out and you get a break out of that heat. So then, but I guess she'll go up and talk to them. It was really funny. So when he was leaving the other day, I was like, I know your name now. And he stopped in the door, and he turned around. He's a real nice young man. And he's like, what's your name? And I was like, Stacy. And he's like, good. Okay, now we know each other's names. So I do have a lot of customers that are neighbors of mine, old coworkers of mine. I ran into an old friend who I've known since 2001. 11/11/01. I met her right in the middle of November, and I asked her. I thought I could have sworn it was her, but you never. It's been 20 years. You never want to assume. So I just said, "Hey, by any chance, do you have a relative named Debbie?" And she stopped and she looked, and then she kind of zoned in on my face because we had been chit chatting, and I'm looking at her. I'm like, I know this woman. I know who this is. And then it clicked. And as soon as I said, Debbie, she turned and, looked, or do you have a relative named Debbie? Because maybe it's a sister or cousin that looks like. I get asked all the time, and I'm an only child, but I'm adopted, and I do have 4 sisters floating around somewhere. So maybe one of them looks like me. I don't know. I know that my father had dark hair, dark eyes. My mother had blonde hair, blue eyes. I have dark hair, like reddish brown, natural hair before I went gray. This is all natural. This, like, the ends are colored. The top is all natural. I'm not coloring it again. I like how it looks. I don't really care. I get compliments on it from teenagers. I had the most beautiful, this girl could model, and she was so sweet. She was there with she took her little sisters up to get slushies, and when she was leaving, she just kind of turned and she's like, I love your hair, and your makeup is so pretty. And like I said, this girl could model. I was like, oh, thank you. And then, we chit-chatted for a minute because I'm chatty. And if you engage me in conversation and I don't have other customers, I'll chat with you for a minute if I have time. And even if I don't, I'll stop what I'm doing, because I consider that part of customer service, is to be polite. And if they want to have a little chat, like, where do you get your makeup? I'm going to tell her, because it's for older people, but it's sensitive skin. I have really sensitive skin, and you don't have to wear like the foundation that I wear because it's heavy. She does have lighter weight foundations. But that was a really fun thing that happened. Oh, and then birthdays. So we have a slew of birthdays coming up. My mother just turned 83, and I got her a thing called a fuggler. We sell them at work. But the one, she's going blind, and it's so hard to get her anything. She drinks coffee with her meals. You get her a coffee mug, and she'll miss the table. She's broken a couple doing that. So trying to get her a gift. She's not into clothes, she's not into jewelry, She likes the casino, but I can't afford to take her to the casino, so I got her this fuggler. And I got her one that was really bright color, and it was fuzzy, because the other ones, we had about the ones that were like nubby kind of fuzzy, like a fleece kind of fuzzy, and then some that are just regular, like Build-A-Bear, teddy bear type material. And then this had like long hair, and it was like neon pink and neon blue, and it was obnoxiously, we had this big long tongue. I figured she's gonna end up giving it to the dog anyway, so I didn't want to spend a lot, but it's the thought that counts. And I thought, well, at least she can see it. She did like it. I have a really cute picture of her holding it, and she told everyone about it, so that made me happy. At least she liked it. And then I had a nice bonding time with the younger 2 kids, the middle child and the youngest child, because the oldest child doesn't live at home. So sorry, oldest child, you missed out. I try not to name drop them. They hate that. They have private lives, so people that know me know who they are. But anyway, so we watched some TV, and my youngest went to the Lego store with his older cousin, and he got all of us, I had sent him the 2 things that I wanted, and they had them both, and apparently my daughter also wanted not the same set, but she wanted one of the characters from the set that I wanted, and there was only one. So when he made everybody wait until she came out of her room, because my mom, so it was my 2 kids, me and my mom, we were waiting for my daughter to come out. Like, come on, get out here. And he's like, okay, you 2 shake hands and agree you're not going to fist fight. We're like, what? He's like, I'm serious. You have to shake hands and agree you're not going to fist fight, as he's holding a big bag of Legos. So we're like, okay, no problem, shake hands. This is the stuff that goes on in my house. I swear, this is fun. But, so I just wanted to share it. I thought it was adorable. So he pulls out the set, and I was like, oh, they had the up set, because he built the up house. And I was like, they have the brickheads, they have the up set. And my daughter was like, oh my God, Kevin, which is the bird. And Xavier looked at me, and he looked at her. He's like, there was only one. He's like, that's why I said I didn't want you to fist fight. And then he pulls out another one, which was the other one I wanted. which was from Inside Out. I think it's from technically Inside Out too, but it's got joy, sadness, and anxiety. And so I thought that was very cute. And so I said, okay, Gabby, if you want that one, you can have that one, and I will take the, the one I want. And he had got her another one, and he had got two for himself. And we're gonna build them together tonight. But it was just so funny. So her birthday gift's taken care of. And then while we were opening gifts and screwing, we decided what we are getting my oldest child. So my mother's birthday was on the 29th of September, and I actually went into labor on her 60th birthday with my oldest child. And then his birthday is coming up in October, first week of October, so it's coming up in a couple days. And then my daughter's is the first week of November. My oldest two are not even 13 months apart, almost 13 months apart. So lots of fun playing around and, just having a good time. So I haven't been on much, but I am doing well. I'm happy. I'm way less stressed out because looking for a job to me is just, no one wants to be unemployed. I don't care. I guess some people do. I shouldn't say no one. I'm sure there are people out there that are perfectly happy to sit around and, not work. I'm not one of those people. I couldn't stand not working to the point that I started a channel just to have something to do, and someone that, somewhat counted on me to put something out occasionally. But anyway, I am going to cut this one off. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. I will be doing a couple shorts later and, talk about some of the cases I'm interested in. But I have to go run some errands. I am getting the stink eye because I actually have to go pick something up at the pharmacy. So, gotta run. I will talk to you guys later. I hope everyone has a good day.